Okay, so now we will continue with the discussion which we have started on DNC Act. DNC Act, what is the year? Eight. Okay, 1940, and the rules they're under 1945. So under this act, what all thing we have discussed? Before definitions, what we have discussed? Can anyone just quickly recall? Schedules to the rules, before that schedule to the act, and then there are like chapters of the act and parts of the rules which we have discussed. So a general like framework of this act which we have discussed. Okay, now moving forward, we will discuss now definitions. We have also, I think, discussed definition part, this definition of drug. Okay. Ayurvedic, Siddha, Unani drug, this also we have discussed, and we were discussing, I guess, misbranded drug. Okay, so as you can see on slide, misbranded drug. Misbranded drugs, these are misbranded drug when they will be termed as a misbranded drug when they are modified in such a way so that like the damage which may be existing into them, it has to be covered. तो वो डैमेज कवर करने के लिए उसको मॉडिफाई करते हैं. मॉडिफाई करने के लिए it can be like procedure which can be carried out can be coloring, coating, powdering or polishing. Okay, so to make drug better than how it is existing, so this whatever procedures are done, that is known as like with what type of drug they are done, this type of drug is referred to as misbranded drug. Okay, this we have discussed. Adulterated drug, this we also have discussed. When we'll term that a drug is an adulterated drug, when it is in whole or part, it is consisting of filthy, putrid or decomposed substance. Okay, so if your drug is carrying in some part or completely, if any such type of substance, then your drug will be termed as an adulterated drug. Okay. Then we have spurious drug. Okay, so spurious drug means like spurious drug, as we have seen ki spurious drugs, they can be also manufactured and as well as they can also be imported. So this activity can happen at the import level as well. So if it is imported, now what happens during this stage is that this imported, if you are importing drug under a name which belongs to another drug. Okay, so means you are importing drug which belongs to other drug. If such activity is done, that means you are importing a spurious drug. Okay, so means labeling is mentioned something else and actual content is like actual drug is something else. So if such kind of import you are doing, then that means you are importing a spurious drug. Okay, spurious drug, it can be also termed as a spurious drug if it is an imitation of, so if it is looking or if it is a copy of some another drug, or if it is substitute for another drug, or it looks like another drug. Okay, so or it is resembling to another drug in such a manner to deceive or bear upon its label or container the name of another drug. Okay, so label is on label something else is mentioned. In reality, content of the drug is different. Okay, so this is the same thing. You're trying to sell, or you're dealing with such activity where you are carrying drug which is different, and labeling indicating some another drug. Okay, it can be spurious drug as well. The third definition under spurious drug is that if the label or container of which bears the name of an individual or company, मीन्स लेबल पे या फिर कंटेनर पे किसी इंडिविजुअल का नाम या फिर कंपनी का नाम मेंशन किया है, बट such individual or company is fictitious, it does not exist. Okay, so you are mentioning name of individual or company on the label of your container which does not exist. So if such practice is happening, that means it is a spurious drug. Okay, it will be termed as a spurious drug if it has been substituted wholly or in part by another drug or another substance. Okay, so if in the drug जिसका नाम लेबल पे मेंशन किया है उसमें some part or even complete part if it is containing another drug or another substance, so then that is also a spurious drug. If you can compare this part with the adulterated drug, here the content which you are trying to mix with the drug are filthy, putrid or decomposed substance, whereas in spurious drug it can, the part with which you are trying to replace your drug can be another drug or another substance. Okay, the fifth definition for spurious drug is spurious drug is which purports to be product of a manufacturer of whom it is not truly a product. Okay, ऐसे manufacturer को manufactured by, if it is being labeled with the name of the manufacturer, but that is not actually the manufacturers. That means you are writing wrong information about the drug in order for increasing the sale or any other thing which you can like it, there can be any other intention to mention this wrong name of manufacturer. Okay. So all these five definitions are spurious drugs. Okay, imported under name which belongs to another drug. Okay, then if it is imitation or if looks like another drug, okay, so then it is also spurious drug. If label is falsely made, it is spurious drug. If it is substituted in part or completely with another drug or substance, it is again a spurious drug. Or if on the label you are writing name of manufacturer, wrong manufacturer, that will also be a spurious drug. Okay, new drug definition, will quickly go through the new drug definition. Okay. Okay. So now three definitions are there for new drugs. Any new substance which can be from originating from chemical, biological or biotechnological way. Okay, so it can be in bulk or prepared dosage form, which is used for prevention, diagnosis or treatment of disease in a man or animal. Okay, so new drug of this origin, any like these are the only methods of origin available for drug. Okay. So by any way, if this new drug is being made available, जिसका purpose may be prevention, diagnosis or treatment of disease in human or animal. Okay. So now this is a completely new drug जिसका clinical trial जो हुआ है that is also at the like एक्सटेंसिव यूज़ नहीं हुआ है ऑब्वियसली उसका, और जो क्लिनिकल ट्रायल सिर्फ उसका जो रजिस्ट्रेशन पार्ट रहता है उसके लिए उसका क्लिनिकल ट्रायल हुआ रहेगा. सो ऐसा ड्रग है न्यू ड्रग. नाउ ये तो कम्प्लीटली न्यू एंटिटी है. समटाइम्स व्हाट मे हैपन इज दैट कि a drug already approved by authority for certain claims. Okay, so drug is already there in market for other condition, Now somehow it has been recognized to be known to be effective for another condition. Okay, so in that case also it can be a new drug. Okay, that is the second criteria for or second part of definition. Okay, then third, a fixed dose combination of two or more drug. Okay, so here two or more drug, if you are trying to mix and have an effect which is different or which is not known. Okay, two or more drug. So two drug, if for example two drugs are there, so दोनों drug में दो drugs they are already existing for treatment of any other condition, but their combination is not existing, and you are trying to um, like make combination of these two drugs with for action on certain other condition. So in that case also this will be termed as a new drug according to this definition. Okay, inspector. Okay, this is important definition. Now inspector means there are two definitions for inspector with respect to Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and with respect to drug and cosmetic. Okay, so inspector in relation to Ayurvedic, Siddha, and Unani drug, he will be an inspector appointed by central or state government under section 33G. Okay, so when these inspectors are there for their role to be played in this Ayurvedic, Siddha, and Unani drug, they are the inspector appointed by central or state government under section 33G. Okay, this is all. And in relation to any other drug or cosmetic, an inspector appointed by central or state government under section 21. Okay, so this you have to remember when there is definition for inspector will be asked. Okay, two definition these sections, and two definitions are segregated based upon the drugs like systems of medicine, Ayurvedic, Siddha, Unani in one, and in the another definition drug and cosmetics are combined. So when these three are there, section 33G, and when drugs and cosmetics are there, section 21. Okay, cosmetic definition we have already discussed this in uh, I think last year cosmetic. Okay, so here I can take a quick response from you. Definition of inspector. Yes, what is the section for in relation to Ayurvedic, Siddha, and Unani drug? Inspector appointed by central or state government. Under what section it is appointment is done for inspector? Yes. Under which section it is done? Yes. Yes. So it is visible on slide, right? I think it is not only visible to Mansi. Other can also see, right? Who was that? Mansi, no? Okay. And for drug and cosmetic, Shruti. Shruti. Okay. Drug and cosmetic. Drug inspectors are appointed by central or state government under section. Yes. Okay. Cosmetic definition we will quickly discuss because we have already discussed in when we have seen the cosmetic subject itself. So cosmetic it means any article intended to be rubbed, poured, sprinkled or sprayed on or introduced into or applied to any part of human body for cleansing, beautifying, promoting attractiveness or altering the appearance, and it also includes any article intended for use as a component of cosmetic. So this we have thoroughly discussed in cosmetic subject. Now then there are similar definition with respect to cosmetic as well. जैसे misbranded drug था, misbranded cosmetics, spurious cosmetics. Yes, misbranded and spurious two definitions are there which are similar with respect to drug. Now drugstore, chemist and druggist, and pharmacist. Sorry, pharmacy. Three definitions are there: drugstore, chemist and druggist, and pharmacy. So, drugstore. When we say drugstore, it will be a place where the licensee. Okay, I'll go through the definition. A description drugstore shall be displayed by licensee who do not require the services of registered pharmacist. So, like when you see a drugstore, it will be a place, okay, with the name drugstore where there is no requirement that registered pharmacist should be working. Okay, so that is the place where these drugs are stored. Okay. Now, since they are only for storing and there is no any selling to the patient, so there is no need to have registered pharmacist. Second is chemist and druggist. When you say that this chemist and druggist name is displayed on this shop where we are having this medicine stored, okay, and when we see this chemist and druggist shop, obviously their medicines are sold or what supplied to the patient. So when such activity is done, license holder should ensure that he is going to employ services of registered pharmacist. Okay, but here also there is no compounding of medicine is happening. Only sales of the medicine is allowed when you are obtaining license as a chemist and druggist for your shop. Okay, and description of pharmacy is mentioned onto your shop, and when you have such a description as a pharmacy, pharmacist dispensing chemist shall be a okay, description pharmacist shall be displayed by licensee who employs. Okay, so on the shop you can mention this pharmacy, pharmacist, dispensing chemist. So such label or coding are should be mentioned, and along with that, services of registered pharmacist are mandatory. Okay, so people who are working they should be registered pharmacist. Okay, and when you have pharmacy as the registered name or license name for your premises, compounding is also allowed to be done into that under this name of pharmacy. Okay, so obviously this compounding will not be that much on large scale. It will be on the extemporaneous manner, which sometimes it can be like this requirement may be arising. So at that time, if you are having pharmacy as a description to your location or premises, then only you can do this compounding part. Otherwise, it will not be allowed in case of chemist and druggist, and in case of drugstore. In case of these two places, it is not allowed. Uh, in pharmacy, it is allowed. Registered pharmacist. Okay, means a person who is registered pharmacist as defined in clause 1 of section 2 of Pharmacy Act 1948. That is the definition for registered pharmacist. Okay, we know that in Pharmacy Act 1948 we have this definition for registered pharmacist, like a person whose name for the time being is registered into the register for pharmacist. Okay, when it comes to DNC Act, your definition should be means a person who is registered pharmacist as defined in clause 1 of section 2 of Pharmacy Act 1948. This is qualified person definition. Then this is also important, government analyst. This is a spelling mistake, person, government analyst. Okay, so government analyst, when we define this under the definition part, okay, so here also in relation to Ayurvedic, Siddha or Unani drug, a person appointed by central government or state government under section 33F. Okay, so this is the government analyst definition. Just wait. Okay, 33F. Okay, this definition mentioned over here is little bit incomplete. For Ayurvedic Siddha and Unani drug, Ayurvedic Siddha and Unani drug, government analyst is appointed by state and central government under section 33F. Okay, um, and when it is uh, okay, central government may also appoint government analysts for specific categories of drug and cosmetic under section 2 of under subsection 2 of section 20. Okay, so this is a bit incomplete. For Ayurvedic Siddha 33F, for drug and cosmetic under subsection 2 of section 20. Okay, so this will again revise when we'll discuss government analyst. Okay, so government analyst, it is to be discussed in a bit detail, so at that time we'll discuss it. Okay, next is manufacturing. You can go through the definition, you can read this definition of manufacture. Next is patent or proprietary medicine. So now this definition, patent or proprietary medicine, again it is defined in two ways. First, by considering Ayurvedic Siddha and Unani type of medicine, and others are your drugs. Okay, so when we consider, just a minute. Okay, when we consider for Ayurvedic Siddha and Unani medicine, what is patent or proprietary medicine means. So here, all formulations containing ingredients. Obviously, if your formula will have ingredients which you take according to the formula. Okay, now formula is mentioned over here where formula will be mentioned in case of this type of medicine. Formula will be mentioned in authoritative books of Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani systems of medicine. Okay, so patent or proprietary medicines here, which will be the patent or proprietary medicine in case of Ayurveda Siddha medicine, is that कि ऐसे मेडिसिन जिसका फॉर्मूला ऑथोरिटी बुक्स में मेंशन किया हुआ है. Okay, but it does not include the parenteral like medicine which are administered by parenteral route. Okay, so in case of these, if formulation is mentioned into authority books, then it will be termed as patent proprietary medicine or Ayurvedic patent medicine, Siddha patented medicine or Unani proprietary medicine. When we come to this patent or proprietary medicine with respect to other system of medicine other than Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani. Okay, so which will be the proprietary or patent medicine from the other systems of medicine is medicines which are used for internal or external administration of human or animals, which are not included in edition of Indian Pharmacopoeia for the time being. Okay, so they are not yet been entered into IP. Okay, so this will be like a new medicine which are being patented for any type of internal or external use, but they are not yet being included into the Indian Pharmacopoeia or any other authorized pharmacopoeia. Any other pharmacopoeia authorized by central government. Okay. So they are patented medicine, proprietary medicine. Homeopathic medicine, we can skip. New homeopathic medicine. Registered medical practitioner. This definition also we have discussed. Definition for doctors. Definition for registered medical practitioner. Registered homeopathic medical practitioner. Okay, sales by way of wholesale dealing. It means sales to a person for purpose of selling again. So from wholesaler to the retailer, when such type of sale is happen, it is known as sales by way of wholesaler dealing. Retail sale, repacking of drugs. Sometimes repacking of the drug is also done. Like from bulk, it may be repacked into small packages. So their definition is also covered. Loan license. Okay, this is also we are going to discuss in detail. Loan license means license which is taken on loan. Okay, so loan license, it means license issued by licensing authority to a person. Okay, so person is going to get a license through the licensing authority. Okay, but that person who is willing or who is getting the license, he himself does not have his own arrangement for manufacture. Okay, so उसके पास facility नहीं है, but he wanted to have the manufacturing under the loan license. Okay, so what he'll do, he'll get the loan license, and he'll do the manufacturing of whatever product he want to manufacture by using facilities of the other manufacturer. Okay, so that is loan license. Loan license means issued by this will be issued by licensing authority to person who does not have his own arrangement for manufacture, but who intend to avail himself of manufacturing facilities owned by another manufacturer. Okay, so person make an arrangement of facility by contacting with other person who is owning the facility for manufacturing. Okay, so like renting out, similar to that. Import. Next definition means to bring into India. A large volume parenteral, more this parenteral administration with a volume of 100 ml or more. Blood bank, pharmacy. Okay, we can discuss this definition. Pharmacy. We are already aware about this definition. We'll quickly go through the definition of this pharmacy. Okay, so it include a store or a shop. Now, which store or a shop where drug are dispensed? Okay, pharmacy is a store or a shop where drugs are dispensed. Pharmacy is a store or a shop where prescriptions are composed. Okay, so you may receive a prescription and which can be compounded and then dispensed, where drugs are prepared. Okay, which has upon it or displayed with so pharmacy we generally have this hoardings on their premises, pharmacies, dispensing chemist, etc. So that is where this hoarding which you can see, pharmacist, dispensing chemist or pharmacy, this is actually a pharmacy. Okay, pharmacy is a store or shop which by sign, symbol or indication within gives impressions that, okay, so it may be having some sign, symbol or indication which indicate that it is a place where dispensing of medicine is happening, prescription is composed or drugs are prepared. Okay, or pharmacy is a store or shop which is advertised in such a way that it look like a place where it these operations are happening. This is all about all the definitions which we have which are having in this D&C Act. Okay, so I will quickly move on now to the next part. Like when we have started with the discussion on D&C Act, like in order for its implementation effectively, Can anyone just quickly recall, in order that this DNC Act to be properly implemented, how it is being constituted, or how this regulation part is happening? How do we regulate this pharma industry through this DNC Act? Yes, how do we regulate? Regulation at what levels we do under this act? At which all level we need to regulate these medicines? कौन से लेवल पे ड्रग्स को जो है वो रेगुलेट करना इसेंशियल है? यस, यस. At which level we are going to regulate this pharma industry? As we have started, जैसे हमने डीएनसी का डिस्कशन स्टार्ट किया था, objective, if anyone can remember, what was the objective of DNC Act? क्या था objective DNC Act का? So before moving on to the next part, can anyone quickly recall what is the objective of DNC Act? No one knows? No one remember objective of DNC Act? Am I audible properly? Yes, objective of DNC Act. Anyone remember objective of DNC Act? Yes. You can say that you don't remember objective of DNC Act. If you don't remember, you can reply. हाँ. Okay. This is about raw material. What else? DNC Act regulate import. What else? Okay, so at this level Act regulate. Okay, so ये level पे उसको regulate करना है. So how we are going to regulate it? पहले था licensing. Okay, so जो import level पे licensing is essential. Manufacturing, distribution और sales level पे क्या है? There are many provisions given which we have to follow during the manufacturing. Okay, then again drug inspectors are there. They are going to regulate, or they are going to monitor activities at manufacturing level, sales level. Okay, and then we also have a constitution of several what was that, several committees or board. Anyone remember which was the board established or constituted under this act? Board and committee. And then there is what? Which was the board? Name of the board? Yes, Drug Technical Advisory Board. हाँ, and Drug Consultative Committee. Okay, so licensing हो गया, drug inspector, constitution of this committee, consultative committee, appointment of this. Okay, then constitution of Central Drug Laboratory, appointment of this government analyst. All are these are the like part of how this DNC Act is getting executed and how it is regulating this at all the levels of manufacturing or distribution or import level of your like these activities are being regulated. Okay, so administrative bodies, next part. Okay. So it is basically divided into three parts. Central government and state government establish or appoint following bodies for efficient running of this act. Okay. advisory, analytical, and executive. Advisory, we have DTAB, Drug Technical Advisory Board, and Drug Consultative Committee, which we have already seen that they are being constituted. Analytical, we have Central Drug Laboratory. Okay, so this is the central level laboratory. We also have drug control laboratories in state. Okay, and then government analyst. Okay, these are the persons who are going to do the analysis part. Okay. Then executive body is three. Licensing authorities. Licensing authorities at both the levels, central and state. Drug inspectors and custom collector. Okay, so this is how with these three limbs we can say, or these three uh, pillars on which this DNC Act is relying on. Okay, so we'll quickly cover this. We are going to discuss all these regulatory bodies. पहले ड्रग टेक्निकल एडवाइजरी बोर्ड. सो जैसे हम एक्ट में पढ़ते हैं पहले कि whenever there are any committees or such board, two important things which we have to know about these committees. Which two important things which we should know about these committees? Like before also we have discussed few committees and juries. Two things which we should know about these boards or committee. What was that? Then we have discussed PCI. How we have studied PCI? In two parts we have studied PCI, two important parts. What was that? So here also when we discuss so that is constitution part. Constitution and the what is why they are being constituted. So that is function. Constitution and function. Okay. DTAB का function we have already seen. What was the DTAB का function? The Technical Advisory Board. It advises on technical. क्या था? It advises to the central or state government on technical matters arising out of administration of this act. So in one statement, its function is being mentioned. Okay, so we'll see constitution of DTAB. Okay, so it is constituted under the provisions section 5 of the act. Okay, इसका function क्या है? It advises central and state government on technical matters arising out of administration of this act. Okay, so constitution, two types are two members are of two types, ex officio and then nominated. Okay, and under this nominated, after nominated, okay, so then we also have the members which are being elected on this committee. Okay, so first ex officio members are there and the other nominated members. Ex officio members क्या है? What is the meaning of ex officio member? Yes, ex officio member. क्या रहते हैं ex officio member? We have already discussed this meaning of this ex officio member. I think 2-3 times we have already seen. Not under this act, but the previous acts which we have discussed. Ex officio members means yes, Shweta Khandagre. Ex officio members means आता आली तू Shweta Khandagre. Anyone else? Ex officio member means क्या? Ex officio members. Yes. Okay. what can you see under this ex officio members? Members of what? DTAB, that is a Drug Technical Advisory Board. Okay. Can anyone read it out? Any ex officio member from the list which you can see on the slide? Any ex officio member. Amongst these, there are 8 ex officio members. तो पहला ये डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ हेल्थ सर्विस. Okay, so he is already having one very important position as a director general of health services. Okay, so he is serving as a director general of health services, and this is their additional work or duty to be a member of DTAB. Okay, so ex officio members means these are the members who are already holding some another position or important position, and they are going to handle this as their additional duties. Okay, so all these members, they are already uh, holding some another position into another committees or board, जैसे president MCI, president PCI. Okay, so PCI का president, PCI में भी president है और यहाँ पे वो ex officio member है DTAB में. So these are the ex officio members. And nominated members, okay, 2 person amongst the person who are in charge of drug control in the state. Okay. So drug कंट्रोल लैबोरेटरी जो है स्टेट्स का, उसमें से एवरी स्टेट का 2 person फ्रॉम अमंग पर्सन हु आर इन चार्ज ऑफ ड्रग कंट्रोल इन स्टेट. ड्रग कंट्रोल लैबोरेटरी इन स्टेट का में से 2 person. 1 person from pharmaceutical industry, 2 government analysts. Okay, so there may be more than central government appoints this government analyst for doing its duty of testing and analysis. Okay, so there may be many number of government analysts who were performing their duties. Among these government analysts, 2 government analysts are nominated at DTAB. Okay, 1 teacher in pharmacy, pharmaceutical chemistry or prognosy from the colleges. Okay, pharma field से 1 teacher from medical field who are in teacher of medicine or therapeutic. Okay, 1 pharmacologist. Now here okay, from here जो medical field से जो teacher है, he is getting elected. He is being a member of this DTAB, and by the way of election he is being he has to serve as a member of DTAB. Pharmacologist is also elected. Previous one, जो previous members थे, they were all nominated under this category. Ex officio member, तो they are there being a member. So here heading, actually it should have been modified as an elected member. Okay, pharmacy, medical, they are the elected member. Pharmacologist, 1 pharmacologist again elected. 1 person elected by Central Council of Medical Association. Here also medical association का 1 person elected, and he has to serve as a member of DTAB. 1 person elected by Indian Pharmaceutical Association, IPA. Okay, medical association and IPA, pharmacist and medicinal practitioner. 1 person from each, they are being elected, and they have to serve as a member of this board. Okay, so all this was about constitution part of DTAB. Okay. Now few things about these nominated and elected members. Okay, is that they can be a member for 3 years, and they can again re-nominated or re-elected. They are eligible for re-nomination and re-election. So when this committee is constituted, government appoints secretary of the board. So जो सारे members है उसमें से एक कोई member जो है उसको government as a secretary appoint करता है, and also government appoints clerical and other staff. Okay. नाउ ये तो हो गया DTAB के मेंबर्स. इन ऑर्डर फॉर प्रॉपर फंक्शनिंग, जो DTAB है वो क्या कर सकता है कि इट कैन कंस्टिट्यूट सब कमिटीज. ओके, ओके, इट कैन कंस्टिट्यूट सब कमिटीज फॉर विच दे कैन appoint person to such committee who are not members of the board. So such member can also be a part of subcommittees under this DTAB. Okay, so this is and one more thing, that there is a separate Ayurvedic and Unani DTAB constituted under section 33C of the act. So ये जो committee था वो it was for drug and cosmetics and for Ayurvedic Unani drug. Separate technical advisory board is to be constituted under section 33C of the act. Okay, so this was DTAB, Drug Consultative Committee, and the remaining part we'll discuss tomorrow. I'll stop over here.